All right, people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Blue Lounge. I hope you guys are all doing well. We have got some some information that I want to share with you in regards to Romelu Lukaku and Victor Osimhen's deals and how they are about to pan out and what has happened so far. This information has been provided by Fabrizio Romano, and there's a video clip that I'm going to share with you, and we're going to discuss what he says on that video clip. There's also information in regards to Conor Gallagher and João Felix. That deal seems to still be on. I'll be discussing that with you guys later on as well. Before we do me a favor, smash the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you do subscribe, turn that bell notification button on. We've just hit 22,000 subscribers on the Blue Lounge, so big up to everyone and thank you all for subscribing. Let's watch this clip by Fabrizio Romano and take it from there. All right, so this is the clip. We're going to watch and discuss as we go along.
In London, there was also the director of Napoli working on the deal for Romelu Lukaku. Chelsea and Napoli keep discussing for Romelu Lukaku. We know Lukaku has an agreement with Napoli, 3-year contract, the salary is okay. Lukaku is already talking with Antonio Conte. He wants to go to Napoli, but Chelsea and Napoli keep negotiating on the transfer fee. So work ongoing also for Lukaku. During these conversations, I can tell you once again that Chelsea told clearly to Napoli that they have Victor Osimhen on their list and they want to make...
Just before we continue, so Napoli have reportedly offered Chelsea a fee of, I think, 30 million euros. Chelsea are not happy with that fee. They want something better. But yeah, so like Fabrizio just said, there has been discussions. There has been a lot of discussions because Napoli really want to see Lukaku transferred to them. They do want him. Conte really wants him. And as we all know, Osimhen is unhappy and wants to leave.
Make a move for Victor Osimhen. But as of tonight, Chelsea have still not presented a contract proposal to Victor Osimhen. So we are still at, I would say, early stages of the Osimhen story. Advanced stages of the Lukaku story, early stages of the Osimhen story. Why? Because for Osimhen, they still need to discuss with the player. And as I always told you, the player doesn't want to go on loan, has to be a permanent transfer or an obligation, and the player will not reduce his salary from 11 million euros net, the current salary he has at Napoli. So Chelsea still...
That is a big problem for Chelsea, lads. The 11 million euros net is a problem because of the wage cap that Chelsea have imposed on themselves. The contract that we have, Lukaku on is also a very, very hefty one. I think if Chelsea were to do this deal and literally give Osimhen what they were giving Lukaku, I think this deal could happen. But let's see what Romano has to elaborate with.
Still need to do some work on player side before saying, okay, we are at the key stages, the hot stages of the Osimhen story. We are not there yet because they are still discussing with Napoli, but not yet with the player in terms of contract. So when Chelsea will enter in conversation with Osimhen on the contract, we can come here and say, okay, we are entering into the crucial, the final, the key stages of the Osimhen story. But let me tell you once again that the news said 1 week ago that Osimhen was no longer of interest of Chelsea. Even when they signed Omorodion on a verbal basis with Atletico Madrid, Osimhen was still in the plans. Even with Omorodion, they still wanted to understand if there is a way, if there is a creative way, chance, let's say like this, to activate the Osimhen option before the end of the transfer window. So let's see what happens on that one. Now focus on...
Okay, so that is the feedback. That is the latest that we have in regards to the Victor Osimhen and Romelu Lukaku. Let's discuss it in a little bit more detail, lads. So as it stands, Chelsea are still in the negotiating stage with Napoli. Nothing has been done in regards to contract talks with Victor Osimhen. That is something that has not taken place as of yet. So we don't really know how flexible Osimhen is going to be in regards to his contract. He has said he wants to, keep the salary that he's currently on. Is there room? Is there a little bit of flexibility on that? Yet to be seen. And again, like I said in my previous videos, there are ways around it. There are things that we can offer him to sweeten the deal, even though we may reduce his fixed salary. There may be bonuses, there may be add-ons that we can, give him in regards to how well he plays, how many goals he scores, how many assists, how many appearances, things of that nature. So we can still sweeten the deal, even if we don't offer Osimhen the fee or the salary that he is, demanding. And also, the longer this deal takes to get done, the more likely Osimhen will be a bit more flexible. You see, the thing is this: Osimhen's price tag is quite steep. His release clause is one that no one's going to pay. I think it's north of 100 million euros. No one is going to be prepared to pay that. Not us, not Paris Saint-Germain. No one can do that at this point. So a fee needs to be agreed between us and Napoli, and that is what is currently being discussed right now. And I think the Romelu Lukaku situation is going to play a big part of that. With Lukaku going the other way, how much are we going to take from Napoli? I mean, we could technically give them Lukaku for a reduced fee if they are able to give us Osimhen for a reduced fee. It will balance itself out. But then the discussion will be in regards to Osimhen's contract and how is that going to play itself out. That, as Fabrizio Romano clearly says, is yet to be determined. That being said, this whole saga in regards to Victor Osimhen has been going up and down like a yo-yo. Yeah, one minute Chelsea can't afford this deal. 1 minute Chelsea are looking for alternatives to Osimhen, and 1 minute Chelsea would be happy to sign Omar and Victor Osimhen at the same time. So, there's a lot of contradictions. There's a lot of, going back and forth in regards to statements. And I'm not just having a go at Fabrizio Romano. A lot of journalists have had this Victor Osimhen story, going pear-shaped at some point in their reporting. I think this is a fluid situation. It could still go, either way. I'm hoping that we are able to sign him. If we are able to get Victor Osimhen by the end of this transfer window, it's going to do wonders in regards to our goal scoring. We've seen so far that Chelsea have got the ability to create a ton of chances, but we don't really have that player who can finish those chances. And Victor Osimhen is that player. In my opinion, you may agree, disagree. You're entitled to your opinion. But I think Victor Osimhen will really improve our chances this upcoming season, especially in attack. Defense, that's another issue for another day. In regards to João Felix and Conor Gallagher, he does go on to talk about it. I don't want to, take up too much of your time on this video. If you want to go watch it, you can go watch it on his channel. But in a nutshell, Conor Gallagher and João Felix, that deal is still on. There is still discussions, there is still talks between Atletico Madrid and Chelsea for this deal to happen. Again, they don't talk about it as being a swap deal. They talk about it as two separate deals. However, if one happens, the other one happens. If one doesn't happen, the other one doesn't happen. My concern is, do Chelsea actually need João Felix? It's more of, do Chelsea actually need to get rid of Conor Gallagher? And for me, no, we don't need to get rid of Conor Gallagher. If we are getting rid of Conor Gallagher to bring in João Felix, I think it's the wrong move, lads. I think Conor Gallagher and João Felix are two different types of players. I believe that we are stacked in the positions that João Felix will partake in, will play in the team. I think Conor Gallagher is a more dynamic, a more versatile type of player who can play in multiple positions in that midfield. I think having him will continue to give us those options in midfield. So I'm a little bit, hesitant about this whole, sending Gallagher one way and bringing João Felix. If it was us getting João Felix alone without having to sell Conor Gallagher, I can consider it, provided that we do, offload some of these attackers to give João Felix and to give the squad, that little bit of, what's the word here? Streamline. Because right now, we don't have a squad, lads. We have a squadron. Yeah, we've got an army of players. And that, for me, is not really the way to go into the next season. So we need to streamline our squad. If we are going to sell Conor Gallagher, and maybe bring in João Felix. Maybe if you want to sell Connor, sell Connor and just leave João Felix alone for now. Unless you have got some of the attackers on the way out, and you have got bids coming in, you have got contract negotiations, you have got offers being tabled for players. Maybe leave this Conor Gallagher and João Felix deal aside, and just focus on, if you want, sell Conor Gallagher and focus on Victor Osimhen. And that's how I would approach it. But again, I'm not the one making the decisions. We all know who is, and they lack in common sense. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Lads, again, uploading this video at a later time than usual. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, smash that like button, and I will give you more updates as and when I can. Take care of yourselves, have a good one, stay safe, and peace.